Of all the kitchen hacks I know, Better Than Bouillon is my favorite. It's great for broth, of course, but you can also use Better Than Bouillon as a flavor enhancer. Just a spoonful adds so much flavor to stir fry, sauces, even marinades. Plus, they have reduced sodium and organic options, and the Culinary Collection, which includes amazing flavors like Italian herb and smoky chipotle. Make everything better with Better Than Bouillon. For free shipping on 2 or more jars, use code BETTER at betterthanbouillon.com.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monday night special. I took Sunday off, decided to lay on the couch like a bum, nurse a hangover a little bit, but here I am. We're going to talk. We're going to recap Sunday like we usually do on Sunday. We'll give you the preview for Monday, and we will talk a little college football. And if you're watching this live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or X, thank you so much for being here. If you're catching this on the wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, anywhere, you can always catch this video live from the sites I mentioned before. Tonight, though, we got to keep it to, we got Beermas full steam ahead, right? And I'm not ashamed to say it. Every beer I bought, most of the beers that I bought, because I knew I was going to be able to get them in the draft, right? Now, I did buy some beers because I thought Alan would really enjoy them, and you can definitely tell which ones I went. I got him some nice stouts and porters and things like that. But yeah, we got Paulaner Munchen Paulaner Pils, a Bavarian style Pils. Here you go. We're going old school. And I got my handy dandy little Strikeout beer glass right over here. Oh, buddy, I don't have to worry about it flying all over the place or over carbonation or any of that kind of mess. We got Jake Browning on the tube right now, making his second career start. I am wondering how much this is going to foam up. Well, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I've seen worse. Oh, buddy. What a beautiful beer. What a gorgeous beer. Just look at it. Look at it go. Oh, it's glory. But yeah, no, we're just going to hang out on Monday. We're going to see what's going on. Like I said, just recap the day. I need to take a picture of this. You know how it works. You know how it goes around here. I'm not even going to try to hide it. There's no reason. And of course, it's got a picture of me in the background taking a picture of this, which I think just says it all. All right. Cheers. Oh yeah, that thing is delicious. I don't know if you've ever had one of these beers. We generally have them around fest time, Oktoberfest time and things like that. I actually just recorded a video for Patreon that'll be released here. Did I release it tonight? I might have released it tonight. Patreon.com/Strikeout Beer. Check it out. I did go ahead and release the audio, to be honest. I put the audio out there. It should drop tomorrow, if not on Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. And just a little preview of people, what they get, a little extra. They want to know about extra content, so they get it. Lizzie's in the house. What up? I see your take a drink. I am keeping track of Twitch today. All right. There we go. All right. Game time's in less than an hour. It's time to get after it. Let's get after it. Okay. Now, this is where we recap the week before, or obviously yesterday, or we'll start with Thursday. But we're week 13. We're going to talk about the who's on a bye week this week, okay? The Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears, Las Vegas Raiders, Minnesota Vikings, and the New York Giants. So a lot of fantasy problems this week. People had to find a lot of fillers, work in some action, and these are the weeks that you got to win. So, it does take a toll on you. It does whip you a little bit, but I'm one of those guys that I'm not even looking at bye weeks during the draft anymore. I used to, and now I just can't do it. Because if I'm going to miss out on a great player because I have 2-3 great players playing on the same week, let's take the damn loss. You know what I mean? I'll plug in with whatever else and hope the rest of my guys step up. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to do that. So damn tasty. All right, let's get into it. We started the week off Thursday, November 30th. The Seahawks went to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. All I heard about was how good this Dallas defense was, and blah, 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 and they haven't beaten a good team, and they haven't beaten a winning team, a team with a winning record. Well, the thing about the Seattle Seahawks was they've beaten some bad teams. They played some bad teams. They were 6-5 coming in, a dominant 6-5. If you talk to Cowboy fans, they were the toughest team on the planet that night. They hung 35 on a tough defense. in their own house. They went to Arlington and hung 35 points. It was a classic shootout from like the Romo days or like 2 or 3 years ago where, the Cowboys had to keep going and keep throwing. Now, it did come down to some interesting action in the end. This was a very entertaining game. Don't let my sarcasm throw you off. 41-35 is all week. I mean, we'll be dreaming of that next week when the Patriots play the Steelers. Backup quarterback versus third string quarterback, and everyone's hurt. No one cares. Patriots can't score at all. Pittsburgh sucks. So, we'll be dreaming of a game like this. Just a real quick, Geno threw 3 touchdowns and interception. What was it Dak do? Dak did 3 touchdowns, 299 yards, almost at the 300 mark. No interceptions. It was, like I said, it was a fun game to watch. If you were there, you were bite your nails all the way through it, and they really made a game out of it. Now, like I said, they didn't cover the spread, so that was a little bit of a downer. It bit a couple of us who were definitely like, oh, they're going to kill them, man. It's, blah, 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 but it didn't happen. So next, on to another exciting game Sunday. The Colts went to Tennessee to take on the Titans, 31-28. This puppy went to overtime. It was the Minshew show, baby. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Look, Will Levis did good, 224 yards, a touchdown. Minshew threw 312 yards and 2 touchdowns. I really like the back and forth and whatnot. There were some crazy ass plays, like the Tennessee Titan punter got hurt, so then you got the kicker out there punting and whatnot. And Derrick Henry got hurt. Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins got into it. I was pretty proud of Will Levis not taking any shit from somebody mouthing off to him. He's a rookie, but I mean, he's no chump. He's a pretty big boy. I don't think he's going to take any shit from somebody that weighs like 180 pounds. But I was like, all right, Derrick Henry got him a couple touchdowns for the Titans. Anything else? Pittman and Alex Pierce. Oh my God, the end of this game was so freaking great. It really was. I hope you watched it because I think this is like one of the best games that we had during this week. The other game will be coming up here shortly. All right. Then you got kind of a snoozer. The Jets. The Jets host the Falcons. What do you want me to say about this game? Like it started with all you had in the first quarter was a safety. The Jets, they got a safety. You're like, shit, the Jets are going to win 2-0. It's like, but Atlanta ended up scoring 10 in the second and third, 3 in the third. The Jets could just muster 2 more field goals. They lose 13-8. There is nothing to write home about in this game. It was such a just S show. It's like you don't even care anymore, right? Tim Boyle was terrible. They brought in Trevor Siemian. He was terrible too. It's painful to watch this team, but they were all kinds of excited. Like Atlanta was super jacked. They won this game. I'm pretty sure they're in first place in their division. We'll look at the divisions later. They might be in first place now. Well, I got them on there twice. Oh, Jesus. All right, moving on. Third, got the Detroit Lions going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. The 5-6 Saints at the time. They outlast them 33-28. Yes. No, you're not even, if you know anything about this game, you knew that Detroit scored 21 points in the first half of the first quarter. They scored 21 points. I mean, just like that. Hell, they had a pick 6 in there. Nothing but field goals since then. Finally, the Saints started scoring. They scored a touchdown in the second, 2 touchdowns in the third. And then, I think it happened. I can't remember if it was the third quarter. It had to be a third quarter. So they're coming back. Well, Detroit can't help themselves. Like, well, shit, we got to take this fucking guy out. They grabbed Derek Carr, drive his ass. Picked him up off the ground and drove his ass into the turf. And he gets up like fucking, he's like broken. Like it's one of those hits and purposely trying to hurt somebody in their quarterback where an ejection, I think, could have been very much warranted. I couldn't believe they just threw a flag. It took them forever to get the flag out of their pocket, too. I was sitting there watching. I go, Jesus Christ. And of course, they bring in Jameis Winston, who sucks so damn bad. But you know how much you can do about it, right? He's never in the game. And when he comes in, he doesn't start games, right? But he's just not good. There's a reason he's a backup. And you got Taysom Hill that could definitely run that offense if needed. The Saints did score another touchdown at the end of the game. But, hell, they got close. They got really effing close. They were thinking they're whoever the hell they pray to up there, that kneecap biting Neanderthal. He's a great hype man. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love watching that guy and listening to him talk about like motivation speaking and stuff like that. But Holy shit. You better be thanking him, thanking the 8-pound, 9-ounce baby Jesus that you hurt the fucking quarterback to survive this game. If I'm looking at this, yeah, no, Detroit is not a real team. Like, they are no way in hell going to win anything. Like, they have had so many close calls the past couple weeks. And then with that loss, who the hell did they lose to? They wasn't the Bears. They barely beat the Bears. They lose to the Green Bay. I can't remember. It was, oh my God in heaven. But anyways, they're 9-3 now. And someone said that they're the I was listening to Pardon My Take, and he said they won the NFC South. They were like, they've beaten everybody. I was like, no wonder they're 9-3. They don't effing play anybody. They play the worst. How the hell are they in one of the worst divisions? And then they play one of the worst, every damn team in the terrible division. It's crazy. Like, how the hell are you not 9-3? Shit. Anyways, moving on. This is a fun game here. Broncos go to Houston to take on the Texans. I was going to be at this game. We were going to be there, but we had to go party in Bedford or North Wichita Hills. It's no big deal. But I wanted to go to this game because Denver was going to be there. 17-22. Russ just looked awful. Houston was just after him the entire day. He only threw for 186 yards, 1 touchdown, had 3 interceptions. It was pretty rough day. CJ Stroud didn't hit 500 yards passing. He only threw for 274. But I like him. A lot of spunk in that guy. He got like a late little shove, and he got right in the face of, I think it was Singletary? Whatever that linebacker was. And he's like, he wasn't taking no shit either. I was impressed. This kid is fun to watch. Houston might be the best football team in Texas. Don't at me. I'm just saying. They might be. Until Dallas beats a good team, we can talk about it, all right? And they have a chance this weekend. We'll talk more about that. Here is the snooze fest of the day. It was the most embarrassing game to witness. The Chargers go to New England, take on the Patriots. They win 6-0. That's it. 6-0. Justin Herbert just got paid a S-ton of money. You got Keenan Allen there. You got Austin Eckler. Got a pretty good defense. Obviously, you're playing nobody. I think Zappy was in the game most of the time. Herbert threw for 212 yards. Zappy threw for 141. It was a shit show of a game. It really was. And I think Ramondre Stevens got hurt about halfway through. They were picking him off the ground and carrying him off. It's like, shit, man, now they got no offense. Hell, Zeke started handling the ball after that. But moving on. Right now, Patriots are in just despair. I don't even know. Is Belichick going to make it another season? Like, he might just effing quit at this point. He's got nothing going on. He's tanking perfect if that's what he's doing. Everybody's blaming on all these other bad players, those bad players and shit. They got Arizona heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. This game had 2 weather delays. It was, Kyler Murray is going to beat the shit out of him, 24-10. Like, Pittsburgh didn't have anything going, and then Pickett got hurt. He left. Trubisky comes in, throws a touchdown. Who else got hurt in this game? It was like bodies just falling all over the place. But I'll tell you what, McBride is Kyler Murray's number 1 target. I hope everybody picked him up in fantasy. He is definitely a streaming option every week. 8 receptions for 89 yards and a touchdown. Then towards they're on the goal line. They made the Cardinals score three freaking times because of penalties. They're like, no, penalty, not penalty, a penalty. But they're just like, F it, screw it. So the game lasted forever with the weather delay, 2 weather delays, with Pickett being done. He was in a boot. I don't know if he's going to have surgery. I don't know if he's going to be back the rest of the year. But like I said before, I said this last week, Pittsburgh was the most fake 7-win team there is. It's not even that I'm a Bengals fan. You could look at them and tell that they're not really, and they were talking about, their offense is back. I'm like, dude, come on now. Come on. And they just got the shit kicked out of them. They really did. So I liked seeing the action from Arizona Cardinals. We're kind of used to that, I think, a couple of years ago. But again, the Cardinals are playing Pittsburgh. Kyler Murray's back, and we'll see if he can continue the offense. You know what I mean? He only threw for 145 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, he ran for 20 yards. Nothing crazy. James Conner had a pretty good day. Carried the ball 25 times for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Conner had an effing day. Moving on. You got the Miami Dolphins heading over to Washington to take on the Commanders. This was, did it shock anybody that they beat the shit out of them by 30 points? 45-15 was the final score. Tua tossed 2 touchdowns. They brought in Mike White for a play or two. Tyreek Hill, Jesus, 5 for 157, 2 touchdowns. The dude is so damn fast. A-Chain had 2 touchdowns as well. Mostert had a touchdown. It was, again, the Dolphins can beat bad teams, right? Just like the Cowboys, just like the Lions. Can they beat a good team? You're going to have to find out here pretty soon. Pretty soon, and they're coming across the Cowboys here pretty soon. Buddy, one of those teams obviously going to win, but neither of them can beat a good team. Who's going to win the I can't beat a good team bowl? You know what I'm saying? I got that on there twice as well. I think I must have messed up. I need to go back and look at something real quick. I want to make sure I'm not skipping over any games. I apologize, but I just want to make sure. I talked Lions, Texans, Patriots, Steelers. Well, okay, we're on the Bucks. All right, Panthers head to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Drop one, 18. They've been officially eliminated. Officially eliminated from the playoffs. 18-21. Bucks 5-7 now. I mean, it was a S show of a day down there in Tampa. The weather was bad. It just seemed like there was bad weather all along the East Coast. Just pouring rain from Tampa all the way up to New Jersey. And, that's how it goes. Bryce Young, 178 yards, tossed a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard ran 2 in. He had 104 yards. That's the only reason I know anything was really going on because they were in the red zone quite a bit. Baker tossed a touchdown and an interception, 202 yards. Shad White and Chris Godwin both ran one in. Mike Evans kind of one hit. Mike Evans hit, was it 1,000 yards or something? He's in the record books again, or moving up the record books as far as how many seasons. I think he's had 1,000-yard season in every single year of his playing days. So NFL career. Awesome. Yeah, Carolina sucks. I can't believe it took Tampa Bay this much to beat them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Here you go. Sunday night game. Oh, wait. What the hell? Why did it skip over that? No, that's not the Sunday night game. This is an afternoon game. The Niners go to Philly to take on the Eagles. This was a fun game to watch. It took a little bit of the Niners to get going. They didn't score in the first quarter. You thought it was going to be Philly's defense was just going to stomp the hell out of them, keep them in check. But, buddy, he got going. Brock Purdy threw 314 yards, 4 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey ran one in. Debo ran one in. Debo caught 2 and ran them in. Ayuk caught a touchdown. Jennings caught a touchdown. I will say this, as you're watching these games, it's weird that they call it a QB touchdown pass when it's like a screen. And then Debo runs for 50 yards. You know what I mean? That's not like a bomb or a great pass. That's just Debo doing Debo shit. You know what I'm saying? He had 4 receptions for 116 yards. Kittle had 4 for 68. Christian McCaffrey ran for 93 yards. Debo tack on another 22 yards of rushing for Debo. So, yeah, it was crazy. And just to go a little bit further into this game, the shit was crazy. Who was it got tossed? I cannot remember his name now. All of a sudden, I can't remember the defensive player's name. There's a scuffle on the sideline. And the dude gets tossed. He's in a fight with a damn security guard. He's got, Sal, I was going to say Sal from South Philly, but it's Dom. That's his name. And he got they got tossed because he pushed him. The other guy put his finger in his face. He slapped it away, all that kind of shit. And so both big dudes and buddy, so he got tossed. Who the hell was it? I cannot remember who got tossed out of this game. Anyways. Actually, I should be able to click right here. I know. Greenlaw.
If you're a last-minute gift shopper, then Instacart is your holiday rescue app this season. No more tracking packages, no more trips to the post office, and no more Christmas gifts arriving in February. Instead, you can just download Instacart to order gifts like beauty, tech, and gourmet goods from local stores and get them delivered in as fast as 1 hour. Plus, right now, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders. This offer is valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply. Must be 21 plus to purchase alcohol where available.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Greenlaw got tossed from the Niners, and then Dom from the security personnel from the Goddamn Philly. And you're like, okay, well, shit, maybe this will put Philly back on track. They gave Dom a standing ovation as he's leaving. Like, that guy, they're not going to have a parade. He'll never have to buy a beer again or a Philly cheesesteak in his life up there. But I think the Niners really showed you, and they showed the NFC and the NFL, for that matter, that they are the number one team. Yeah, Philly has a better record right now, but I don't think the Niners have lost or even got a close battle since the break after they lost those 3 games in a row and then went on their bye week. And they are just punishing teams right now. And this isn't some piece of shit, New England or Bears or any other chump ass team. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? Like, they could seriously. I thought this was going to be a preview to the NFC Championship game, which it very well could be, but holy shit. I mean, the Niners just showed you that they are absolutely the most dominant team in the league. And they have to be the favorites, I think, at this point. I haven't pulled up Bovada or Caesars or anything like that, but they have to be the favorite to win the Super Bowl now. There's no question. There's no effing way. All right. Then we got the Browns heading over to L.A. to take on the Rams. Hey, look, if you want to see Joe Flacco sling it a little bit, he was slinging it. 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Had a chance late to kind of keep it in the game, ended up throwing a pick. It looked like it kind of got away from him, or I can't remember if the guy just fucking bailed on the route. I don't know. I was half asleep trying to watch this game and keep up with everything. But Matt Stafford had a pretty good game, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kyron Williams ran one in. He did spread the ball around, but Nakua had a day. He had 105 yards on 4 receptions. He had a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson had a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had a touchdown. Raise your hand if you benched Nakua. Yeah, I'm with you. I am an idiot, and there's no help for me. There's nothing. I think I lost 3 or 4 out of my 5 fantasy leagues this week, but won the Strikeout Beer one, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right, the Sunday night game. Boy, I don't even know what Chiefs fans want right now. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, seriously. The Chiefs go to Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Packers have been playing good ball. The Chiefs have been just kind of spiraling out of control and kind of a little this, little that, just somehow piecing together a win here or there, but they've lost now 4 games this season. They are 8-4. Packers are 6-6 with some good wins under their belt. Watch the hell out, I guess, man, because, Patrick Mahomes only threw 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Pacheco ran one in. He ran 110 yards. Really nice. Travis Kelce had 4 receptions for 81 yards. Rasheed Rice becoming a great receiver out there, which he needs. Absolutely. He needs an effing receiver. 8 for 64, no touchdown. But what up, RD? What up, Jason? How we doing? Just knocking out these recap real quick before getting on to the Monday night game. Got my little my Beermas beer, Paulaner Pils, and just chilling. But yeah, Chiefs fans, I don't know if you start throwing up distress flags, because I'll be honest with you, unless something drastically changed, you're not really going anywhere to do any damage this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not there. It's just not your year, right? You're having an off year. You got crazy drops from your receivers. Mahomes looks just like a half a step off. You watching the Stars game? No, I got the preview for the Bengals game on. I don't have Bally's. That's why. So I can't watch the Stars games unless it's on ESPN or something like that. I've been wanting to go to Stars games too. They're in the first period to get playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nice. Tampa Bay's a good team. I mean, they're 500 right now, but Stars are having a hell of a year. 14-5-3. But yeah, let me see if I can watch it live. It says I can watch it on ESPN Plus. I bet you $1 it blocks me out. But if it does let me play, then I'll put it on the side TV in the living room. So I'll have the main game on and we'll have the other TV on. But yeah, I think that's something for real. Like, Chiefs fans, I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. I can't believe they lost again. I can't believe they lost to Green Bay. Jordan Love's looking pretty damn good. He tossed 3 touchdowns, 267 yards. Christian Watson caught 2. Sims caught 1. Excuse me. It's bonkers to see this team now coming alive. And I'll be honest, they're peaking at the right time. They can totally make it in. There's no way in hell they're oh no, they can't make it. The only team that's been mathematically eliminated right now was the Carolina Panthers. I think everything else is up for grabs. I think nothing is secure, nothing is set. Like, you see it now. It's bonkers. Let me take a look real quick. Let's see, NFL playoff picture. I'm gonna go over the standings anyways, but I do want to see the playoff picture so we can talk about that. And while that loads, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. We'll start with the AFC. Dolphins still 3 games up on the Bills. They're 9-3 in the AFC East. They're running away with it. I don't know what it's going to take for the Bills get their act together, but can they come back? Yeah, sure. But the Dolphins can't beat a good team. We're going to find that out pretty soon. Chiefs got so damn lucky the Broncos lost. So damn lucky because the Broncos have been on a tear. I think they're the best team in the AFC West right now. Chargers can't do anything. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Chargers, but the Chargers are only a game back of the Broncos. So that division's kind of up in there. It really is. It's, hey, who the hell wants to win this damn thing? I mean, the Raiders are right there 5-7, but I don't see them winning anything. I don't want to be a jerk about it. But anyways, AFC North, it's the Ravens. There's nobody else that's even going to come close. The Steelers aren't going to win shit. They've somehow scratched out 7 wins against shit teams, or they're playing teams that have either injured quarterbacks or something else is wrong. Hell, they just got their ass drummed by Arizona. You're not coming back from that. It's over. And then Browns have Joe Flacco at quarterback. I like Joe Flacco, but he's not. Take a look at the rest of your schedule. I mean, if you're playing at home, you got a pretty good chance. You're 5-1 at home, but you're on the road, you're 2-4. Who's Michelle Bisner Buck? Is that Joe Buck's daughter? I need to find that out. I'm going to have to research that in a little bit. Anyway, Bengals, their season's done. Like I said, it's over for them as well. What are you going to do? I mean, without Burrow, we're nobody. We're nothing. We have fantastic, phenomenal, highly talented players on both sides of the ball. But without Burrow, I don't think we're anything. Jaguars 8-3. Colts won this week. Texans won this week. I was like, oh no, I don't have to worry about these other teams. The Jaguars are probably going to win this, but I always kind of leave a little glimpse of hope for the Colts or the Texans. And then, this division, the Jaguars have got to win tonight. They got to beat the Bengals. The pressure, I think, is more on the Bengals or more on the Jaguars to win than it is on the Bengals. But holy shit, man! The Colts and the Texans are going to make this division fun. This was one of the worst divisions a couple weeks ago. Now look at their 3 teams are above 500. Playing some good freaking football. It is crazy. All right, let's move over to NFC. Eagles are still holding on to the NFC East 10-2. Cowboys right behind them at 9-3. Then after that, it's 4-8, 4-9. The Giants and the Commanders, respectively. They're not going anywhere. Let's be honest. It's the Eagles or the Cowboys to win this division. I think the Cowboys have a tougher schedule now. I think the Eagles just played. They already got the brunt of their schedule kind of out of the way. They play the Giants twice. They'll play Seattle, and I think they play the Cowboys next week. So that's 4 out of 5 wins. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think maybe they have Washington in there somewhere. But anyways, it's between one of those 2 teams to win that division. If the Eagles win, I think they're really the only threat to win the NFC, to be honest, against the Niners. The Niners are just going to run away with it. Niners 9-3 in the NFC West. Rams are 6-6. Seahawks are 6-6, but I just think the Niners, I don't see them losing a game the rest of the season. They probably win the damn Super Bowl at this point. NFC North, the Lions are 9-3, Vikings 6-6, Packers 6-6, Bears 4-8. Lions still 3 games up. Depends on who they play in the upcoming weeks. We can start taking a look at these number 1 teams and see who they're going to play. Maybe I'll do a little special, that'll be the videos coming up where we just look at the future schedule of these teams that have an actual chance to do something. But yeah, the Lions are no threat to anybody as far as the playoff picture goes. I mean, even if they get in the playoffs, they're not going to win the NFC. They can't beat. You're going to find out they can beat the Cowboys here in a couple weeks, right? I think December 30th. I think so. But I don't think they can beat the Eagles. I don't think they can beat the Niners. They're just a product of getting to play the NFC South, the whole damn division or a conference. And then also having kind of a softer conference. When they were beating these other teams, they weren't good, right? Like the Vikings, Packers, and Bears. But Vikings and Packers have really turned it around. They just lost. They've lost 2 in a row, the Vikings. But I'd like to see what the Packers are going to end up doing. You know what I mean? It really is kind of fun. But we'll know more, obviously, as there's a handful of games left in the season. So, but I think the Vikings are kind of getting whatever. They're kind of a little shaky right now. Maybe they'll get Justin Jefferson back, and that'll just open up the field so much more. I don't know if Dobbs is going to finish out the season. I don't know. And then on to the worst division in the damn league, the NFC South. Falcons are 6-6, Bucks are 5-7, Saints are 5-7, Panthers are out already. I've said it all season long. I don't really care who comes out of this thing because it'd probably be like the Cowboys are going to have to play them. If you looked at, I think, the rankings at the one point, they'll have to play because I think the Eagles or whoever were going to have the bye week. So the Cowboys would have to play like the Falcons or the Bucks. Yeah, no shit, they can beat them. Who can't beat the Falcons, Bucks, or Saints? You know what I mean? Like, they're terrible. They're goddamn awful. So I don't see the NFC posing a threat to anybody. We will go ahead and take a look at the playoff picture because I do want to touch on the NCAA before I go tonight. All right. So right now you've got the Dolphins, Ravens, Jags, Chiefs, Steelers, Colts, and Browns. That's what you have right now, 1 through 7 for the AFC. On the bubble, you got the Texans, Broncos, Bills, Bengals, Chargers, Raiders, Jets. We can keep going. Titans, yada, 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 right? The only teams I see there's any impact or any chance in hell that they're going to make it or be able to overtake one of these extra spots, a wild card spot or anything like that, you're going to have the Texans, the Broncos, and the Bills, right? That's it. The other teams are just not there. They are off. They're injured. They've got problems, right? So how do you want to know? No, I don't want alerts on anything. All right, here we go. NFC. You got the Eagles, the Niners, the Lions, the Falcons, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Packers. That's 1 through 7. Then you got on the bubble, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Bucks, the Saints, Giants, Bears, yada, yada. They haven't been eliminated yet, right? They're going to be eliminated. Looking at this, obviously, the Falcons and the Bucks is kind of a toss-up. And with the Saints, too. No one knows who's going to win that division, and no one cares unless you're a fan of that respective, that team. Because you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You're not beating anybody. Like, your first round is going to be against a really tough team, or at least a team that could beat bad teams, right? So there's 2 teams in this division that can do that. That's the Cowboys and the Lions. They can beat bad teams. So if they get matched up against, obviously you've already seen it, right? The Lions can beat any NFC South team there is. They've already done it. They're the kings of the NFC South. But with this, I see the Vikings possibly sliding out. It's wild as shit to see 3 NFC North teams in here right now. The Lions, obviously, they're 9-3, but the Vikings and Packers at 6-6, both on there. I can see the Rams kind of making a run for it. I don't want to discount the Seattle Seahawks. I feel like they're putting up some fight. They're putting some shit together. They didn't have their number 1 running back. There's some injuries on both sides of the ball, and I could just go on and on. But, really out of this, I think the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks can make a case for somehow getting in. But, yeah, it's wild as shit to, the Saints and Bucks and the Falcons. It's up to them if they want to win or not. So, all right, let's go ahead and move over to college football before we close out tonight. Damn, this beer's tasty. I love Pilsners, and they make a damn good Pilsner. Definitely check them out. That's Paulaner Munchen. I'm not saying it right. I know I'm not saying it right, but Paulaner Pils, the Bavarian style Pils. Definitely check it out. Now, there was a lot of upset, uproar, everybody losing their minds. Oh, buddy. Dude, like when the rankings were released and the playoff was established, people lost their minds. I hope you were on Twitter. Or you watching a live stream, or you were watching the actual damn thing itself, because holy hell did everybody lose their ass. I'm going to tell you the top 4, the 4 that are actually in the playoff. You got number 1, Michigan. You got number 2, Washington. Number 3, Texas, and number 4, Alabama. Everyone's bitching that FSU should have been in there. I can't believe Georgia went from number 1 to number 6 just by losing to Alabama in the SEC championship, right? Like, that was crazy. Like, that was bonkers. I figured they dropped like 1 or 2, but to freaking fall out over one loss, and it was the SEC championship game. Oh my gosh. I was like, just thrown. I was thrown. Michigan has number 1. I don't know. They've been number 2 for quite a while, and it's like, okay, fine, no big deal, right? Washington, but I'm glad Texas slipped in there. I'm not a Texas fan or anything like that. I live in Texas, but I'm not a Longhorn fan. It was fun to see him slip in. Me and Alan were talking Saturday night, like, what if they somehow didn't get in? Like, all this shit. Just wanted to hear everybody bitch about it and stuff like that. But yeah, I was like, man, if they got in, so they got in. Good for them. Good for them. They played good. They had a fun season, to be honest with you. And then Bama slipping in the 4-hole, and everybody was complaining about how FSU was snubbed. Like, you didn't get snubbed. You know what I mean? Yeah, you went undefeated, but you didn't play anybody. I'm not saying it to be a jerk either. And then your quarterback, didn't he snap his leg? You're not the same team without your quarterback. With him, he's like, I'm not saying he's your entire team. You got a good defense. But one, you didn't play anybody. Your team is now completely changed. You haven't been right since then. I mean, you damn near beat. It took, I don't know, every ounce of you to somehow barely squeak out a win against Louisville, who just lost to Kentucky. You know what I mean? So they're not that great. The ACC is just weak. It really is. And if you're an ACC fan, you're like, oh, no, we're good. You know, fine. I can't take your advice or even listen to you because you know what I mean? That's your division. That's your team. That's your conference, or I should say conference. I don't know why I'm saying division, but it's like, you're partial to it. It's like, no, you don't play anybody. These other teams play some serious things. I mean, I would, if you want to talk about weak ass division, I would say Texas too. I mean, obviously the Big 12, but they're going to the SEC. Aren't they going next year? Are they going next year or the year after that? So, but, and then we're looking at this. I was kind of being a total asshole earlier when I was messaging Alan about it. I was like, man, it looks really good. I go, man, did you watch the reaction video when Michigan found out they were playing Alabama? It was fucking crickets in there. Like, oh, they all got nervous. It took boosters in the back to start clapping. We're going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be just fine. Hopefully they can win. I don't know. I don't see them winning, though. I think Alabama got in. I think this is going to be one of those years where you have a 3 versus 4. You're going to have Texas versus Alabama. I'm just saying. That's what I think. Michigan's a good team, but I don't know. Maybe they somehow rally and just be like, you know what? Everybody knows we're cheaters, and if we win, it's going to be an asterisk next to everything, and this and that, but we're going to win one for our coach, and blah blah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, you got in trouble. Like, there's nothing better than that shit. It's like, oh, buddy. But yeah, give me Texas and Alabama. I just think they're better teams, played better that have played better teams and have been through it. Maybe we'll talk more about it on Wednesday. But you know what? I got to go. It is 6:42, game time in 15 minutes. I got to watch the Bengals lose tonight to the Jaguars with a smile on my face and just holding my beer, just like, there's always next year. I'm going to take that L, but I'm going to take it like a man. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening to us on Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can catch this live video, this live stream on Facebook, Twitter, X, YouTube, or Facebook. Turn those noties on. Come hang out with me. Interact with the chat. But thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. I'm RD. I'll see you next time. Adios.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woo-hooer, a hand clapper, a high-fiver? I kind of like the high-five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses, so don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.